Hi Scorpio, welcome to your June 2021 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and descendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Scorpio, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. With that said, if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. And if you are a continued subby, you know I love you for it. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So we're going to start with your moons and go from there. Now remember, these are going to be more accurate. The moon sign specific, the moon sort of forecast specifically, going to be more accurate for your ascendant, to a lesser degree your sun, and then obviously to a lot lesser degree the moon. But you know, let me know how it resonates with you. So you get one new moon and one full moon each month, and this month your new moon is taking place in your 8th house, Scorpio, right? So this is the space in the sky, in the zodiac, that you rule. This is an energy that you are already acquainted with. The energy of transformation and the energy of change. It's about going really deep into something to find out what its true nature is so that you can assimilate that information in order to become the best version of what or who you are. Now, the new moon itself is specifically about new beginnings, fresh starts, planting seeds, setting intentions. You know all of this stuff, right? But how do you use that when it's in the 8th house? Well, you can really take a moment to say, I'm going to learn how to banish this fear. I'm going to learn how to stop stepping on my own toes. I'm going to take a moment to set an intention or plant a seed that will allow me to really understand what my best and greatest inner resources are once I've transformed the baggage or the trash, if you like, that is attached to it. I like this for you. You know, now remember, the new moon is a dark moon, so this could be quite a deep sort of space for you, right? So when this new moon happens, you're not a stranger to depth, right? You're not a stranger to deep thought. You're not a stranger to deep psychological rhythms, energies, trends, themes. This is also the house of, you know, the occult. Anything to do with magic, you know, I would say manifestation, but more on the energetic level. This would be a really good time to set those kinds of intentions and to use that power of the 8th house, let's say, to really ask yourself, how can this this deep thing, or this thing that was, you know, set to get in my way, how can I turn that into an asset in some way, shape or form? So for this, you have the gate 38 and the fighter, right? And how perfect is that? I mean, literally, this is why I love what I do, right? So you see the lotus flower on there. I don't know if you know this, which I'm sure you probably do, because Scorpios know quite a lot, but the lotus flower blooms from like the dirtiest, crappiest, shittiest water. It will fight and push and push and push. So it starts from all of that, just like the Scorpio, right? That phoenix rising from the ashes energy, and it will push beyond the surface and create this amazing, beautiful flower. Did you know that as well? Lotus flowers are like, a seed from a lotus flower can survive, like, I think it's something really crazy, like 1,000 years, and still go on to germinate. Like, if that doesn't show you what this new moon could possibly bring up for you, I don't know what else does, right? So your full moon is the bookend to this, right? It's the what do we call it? It's the completion, the culmination. But the example that I like to use with a full moon is, it's like when a woman's pregnant, right? So she reaches full moon, full term, and it's the end or the completion or the culmination of the pregnancy, but it's the start of the child's life, which means a full moon is the universal spotlight that is highlighting something to us. Look here in your life for what is going on there that might need to be changed, that might need to be adapted, that might even need to be removed or let go of, right? This is happening in your 3rd house, which is, you know, literally your day to day. It's the way that you use information. This could see you really starting to get to grips with new ways of doing things, incorporating new ideas or bringing new skills and new knowledge and information into your everyday sphere, into the way that you present information, the way that you share information. It may see you interacting with your local neighborhood. It might show you as well that maybe your local neighborhood isn't the space for you anymore. Maybe the environment is no longer conducive for the life that you're trying to create for yourself. So really interesting. I think this is up. And your card, I keep doing this at the moment. All right, so you've got the gate 53 and opening. Pay attention around the full moon that happens in the sign Capricorn, because there's likely to be an opportunity that comes to you that you probably, it's not so much that you would miss it, it's more just a case of you might see it as something so transient because it's in the environment that you kind of see on a daily basis. So I would be open to any and all invites at this time, especially if it's going to connect you to the community that you live in, especially if it's going to be, if you're invited this month around this full moon or off the back of this full moon, to speak on a new subject or to present some idea that you have. Absolutely jump at it, because it's an opening that could lead to places that you haven't even yet fathomed. So very, very exciting for your actions and interactions with the world at large. You have the Three of Swords. So you are releasing something this month. You are definitely letting something go, right? Now remember, the Three of Swords is usually where something is cut away or released from our lives. Your actions and interactions with the world at large. This is about what you do. So this is you leading this. This is you consciously saying, right, I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready to change this. I'm ready to flip the script. I'm ready to go off in a new direction. There's something here that suggests you are doing something new, something different, something outside of your personal norm, which is, very cool. For your money and materials, you've got the Lovers card, which is nice. So for those of you that are partnered specifically, there could be a boost to the finances for you and the partner, but it could just as easily be that you are paying off a debt, which creates then more money. It could be that you are releasing a financial commitment of some sort, which again increases the money. It's likely to be as well, because remember, the Lovers card is Gemini ruled, which kind of fills in with this, Capricorn full moon kind of energy. The Gemini new moon energy, sorry, gosh, right, which feeds into this. So something about your 8th house, remember this is also other people's money, okay? So something about this could see a boost to the partner's finances or resources, or maybe even see new money or a new revenue stream coming to you through other people. How exciting. For your communications and conversations, I mean, for those of you that are single, this is lovely, because it does suggest that this month you're going to start talking to somebody and there is a lot of potential. The funny thing is though, I feel like you're going to meet this person in like the most random or even sort of mundane kind of way, like maybe at the supermarket, if it's open where you are, who knows. I always say to people, like, if you're just waiting for love to show up on your doorstep, unless it's the FedEx or the Amazon guy or whoever's delivering your shopping, it's likely not to happen. Well, if you're in lockdown, it could be, if you're single this month, it could be that person. Very, very possible, because it looks like you're meeting this person in the most mundane of ways. There's something about this that's going to introduce you to somebody through literally like your environment. For those of you that are partnered and in relationships, this is gorgeous. There's great communication. There is powerful communication that could really take you to a new height or a new depth of your relationship. It could also, I mean, for those of you that are single, maybe there are options, maybe there's more than one potential. And again, for when it comes to your work and your professional life and your professional sphere, there are options to get ahead this month, and they're likely to come in ways that you hadn't really considered or expected. it really, I don't know, I just get this sense that people are going to rally to your cause when you're ready to talk about what your cause might actually be. For your heart and half and your love and relations, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. So when it comes to relationships, when it comes to partnerships and connections of a personal nature, this month, the more open you are about who you are, what you want, what you desire, the better it's going to be. And and this includes all of your quirks. This includes who you really are at a grassroots level. The more like this, I'll give you a perfect example. This could be that time where you go to the supermarket in a pair of sweats, you know, hair literally plastered on your head, but basically with teeth washed and all your bits scrubbed, but not much more than that. And then you run into somebody that you absolutely click with. But there's an earthiness there. There's a sense of appreciation for somebody just as they are, and vice versa as well, which is great. For those of you that are partnered or in relationships, this is you guys really starting to build whatever the big or the long-term dream actually is, and being really, really brutal about what makes the cut and what doesn't. And I really like this because I think, you know, well, as we know, Scorpios need that. For your first card, your first week of the month, you've got the Fool card. So whatever it is that you're letting go of or releasing, it is conscious, but it looks like it's going to come up quickly. So I will just say this, for the first week of June, think nimble. You've got to be on your feet, because it looks like you're going to have to make a quick, you know, a sharp right turn or left turn, whatever. You're going to have to change direction, but quite quickly. For your second week of the month, you have the Devil card. Okay, this is interesting. So the Lovers card is number 6. That's the choice or the options that are presented to you. But the Devil card is what happens when those choices become addictions or unconscious. So what I want to say to you is, whatever financially you are doing in the second week of the month, just be sure that it is that it's, you know, it might feel good at the time. As an example, I don't know how it works in the rest of the world, but I know here in the UK, if you pay something off early, it actually works against your credit score and not for it, which is a real pain in the ass, but that's just the way that it is. So, you know, you could be clearing this debt, but is it serving the longer term, purpose? If you're thinking, well, you know what, I don't care, whatever, then fine, go ahead. All right. But just consider that whatever it is that you're doing financially, there are good things here. Just make sure that they don't overrun. For your third week of the month, you have the Temperance card. This is really nice. This is a settling of scores. In a lot of ways, this looks like things are coming into alignment, especially when it comes to your work. Maybe things are easing up there finally. Maybe things are starting to slow down there, and you're coming into that space where you can just enjoy the fruits of your labor, or where you can just enjoy the hard work and effort that you've put in. It also suggests as well that there is an element of spirituality to this month, and some of the conversations that you have might take a really metaphysical sort of turn. They might, you know, lead back to things like energy and manifestation and magic. They might even, you know, this might even be a really good month to do some sort of talking therapy. Maybe not necessarily, you know, for months and months and months on end, but just a concentrated short burst here in the third week could do you the world of good. Yeah. And then for your fourth week of the month, you have the Strength card. The Strength card has been very active for the fourth week of the month, so I'm really interested to see what's happening around that time. And then I'm going to look at as well countries, cities and places that are ruled by Leo. I've had this before. I don't know if you remember in 2019, I think it was, or 2018, when all the everything kicked off over in China. The Justice card kept coming up over and over and over. So I was like, okay, what's going on with that? And so what I did was look at the Astrological Association for Justice is Libra. And so what I did was look at countries, cities and places in the world that are ruled by that sign. And obviously one of them is China. So it was really, really interesting that kept coming up. So this fourth week of the month, Brownie points for anyone that wants to put in the comments below what countries are places and cities in the world are ruled by Leo, and then we'll be keeping an eye on that to see what comes up in those areas. With that, for those of you that are single, yeah, you could you could just literally be meeting someone in the most mundane place, and at the time you could literally be none the fresher, and it's like, oh crap, why? Like, you know, but this is the beauty of it. They're seeing right to the heart of who you are. There's no pretenses, there's no falsehood. There very rarely is with your sign anyway, but it just comes across that way even more so. And then for those of you that are married, partnered, long-term commitments and stuff, this again, it's just that whole building the dream, but it feels like you guys are really gearing up to do something that is a heartfelt thing. And it may, in a lot of ways as well, see you really thinking, you know what, if we're going to do this, we have to do it now. I mean, and I've said this, this month, there's definitely a hop, skip and a jump energy in the air in general. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.